Immediate former Attorney General Justin Muturi claims while in Mombasa presiding over his final National Assembly leadership retreat with parliamentary journalists on Friday 13th May 2022, he received a call from then Deputy President William Ruto asking him to imperatively fly to Nairobi for a critical meeting at his current official residence, 2 days before naming of his running mate. Upon arrival late afternoon, Muturi claims he was kept waiting for over 2 hours and was ready to leave since it was getting dark when his host emerged.
So, in the course of discussion, I mean, actually, the reason I did not come out immediately is because I was meeting those 3 gentlemen. I asked him which ones. That's when he told me there in the main house was holed up in a meeting with Chepkati, Professor Gulie, and Commissioner Molu. Currently is a commissioner of Public Service Commission. Of course, Gulie now is an advisor to William Ruto. Our friend, the late Chepkati, I think he got his reward when the wife was appointed the chairperson of the Commission on Revenue Allocation. So, so everything fits in quite well. And so when he told me he was meeting them, I said, oh, that's great. I told him, actually they are the only ones who have now what you would call reasonable experience in matters IEBC, because they had a lot and come in quite late. The famous Cherera 4.
So,
and I could see he was very excited. He's very excited about the
meeting.
The story. When he was telling me that, and I was telling him that, I was telling him these ones they're the ones now actually who form the core of the commission.
It's also in public information now, they have also parted ways. And therefore, whenever people who have had certain relationships part ways, it is normal and it's expected that they will start maligning each other. And so I think that's in public information. But coming back to the question you have asked, there has not been any such meeting. And because the meeting was not there, I have nothing to tell you about the substance of the meeting.
I'll just ask a question, what I remember about that period. And the thing I remembered was that particular occasion. And does it surprise you that the trio, Chepkati, Gulie, Molu, have all had some form of reward from William Ruto? I mean, it's not rocket science to read between the lines. In fact, I would want Gulie to tell the country, as a commissioner of IEBC, then, what he knows about the local partners of Smartmatic.
All I would tell him is to leave me out in his wars with his former boss. I am not a party to whatever happened between them. I am a retired citizen, and he needs to give me peace and not to drag me in his attempts to malign his former friend and boss. A meeting of that nature that involves a chairman of the commission and 2 of the most senior, by then we were the most senior commissioners of the commission, could not happen in hiding. He says it was happening at the DP's residence in Karen. That was a public place, if you recall. I'm sure people used to go in and out of that place. So it is not possible that 3 of us could be in a meeting without anyone else recognizing our presence.
Did 3 of you ever have a meeting, whatever meeting with the then Deputy President at any point?
Not that I recall of. We have had engagements that were public.
Talks about vote rigging of the 2022 elections were sparked by then sitting Gatundu South Member of Parliament, Moses Kiarie Kuria, in March 2022 during a Kenya Kwanza Coalition high-profile meeting, as well as Jubilee's Murang'a woman representative at the time, Sabina Wanjiru Chege, a matter IEBC openly ignored, despite summoning the two politicians.
Unajua kule Central, nimesikia wengine wakisema hapa tuliwaibia. Kuna kaukweli kidogo, lakini kama tulijua kuiba, si hata hii tutafanya nini? Alafu
sisi ndio tulikuwa tunashidia Uhuru kura, na sisi ndio tulikuwa tunamuibia kura. Akili yote iliweka Uhuru kwa kiti iko hapa. Ile iko Azimio ni mwili peke yake. And I want to assure you all, kama kuna mtu ataangusha William Ruto sio mlima. Because we work as one team. And it is not something new. We have done it before.
The commission will proceed and take action on Moses Kuria in terms of the law. Our team will investigate, and if the wording is said is confirmed and found to be offensive, then we shall proceed to summon him. Of course, we heard what he said, but he has his right to defend himself. So we also need to collect the evidence and before we summon him. So that is the work which the investigation team is working on.